as such, if this is your favorite movie genre, you might be an extrovert and conscientious. Conscious.
Conscientious, yes.
Could you read it?
Conscientious.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys, to Dabble Babble, where we're going to talk about something so simple
and sometimes complicated.
Yes.
But I think we're in a strike right now from the complicated topics.
Yeah.
So we have another simple,
lighthearted. Yeah, we're going to again talk about movies and
kind of,
yeah.
If you haven't seen the title down below, stay tuned for us to announce the title of the video. But yeah, this is something that I think a lot of people have thought about. Well, at least I thought about it sometimes, and it's, I think, interesting for us.
Yes. It's what your favorite movie or TV show says about you.
Well, the genre.
The genre, yeah.
Yeah, skip that word somehow. Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, basically we're going to talk about your favorite genres of movie and what they say about you.
Yeah.
As a personality-wise.
Well, I think that first we're going to read through the different genres that we have collected.
There are not that many.
Yeah, there are not that many, and then we're going to see which speaks to us the most, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, the first one is the drama. This type of movies can really make you have feelings that you wouldn't be able to feel on a day-to-day basis. As such, if this is your favorite movie genre, it means that you are a highly empathetic person and have a huge heart. You like these movies because you can learn about the struggles that people go through in real life and apply the lessons to understand and empathize with the people closest to you. You are emotional, intense, and really tough. You see the harsh reality of the world, and people find you so extra for always concerning yourself with everything. What everyone appreciates, though, is your blunt honesty.
Oh, I don't think that most dramas are created. Most dramas do happen because of, well, not dishonesty, but because
you're hiding the truth. I mean, even if you're not lying, you're not saying the whole truth.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, we can say that people who watch dramas are highly empathetic and have a huge heart because, yeah.
Well, for me at least, I understand that while watching the drama, you can try to understand both sides.
Mm.
Yes, why people act the way they do.
Mm.
Well, that's my opinion, at least.
That is true. I mean, dramas are very sometimes painful to watch because, yeah, you to feel the emotion that the movie or TV show in the genre wants you to feel, you do really have to have a huge heart.
Yeah.
And yeah, most people, I don't know if we actually have someone around us that enjoys dramas all the time as a genre.
Yes, I'm with you on that. I mean, I know for the two of us, we do appreciate it, but not all the time.
It's not the only thing that we watch, and it cannot be, it's not 100% for us. And yeah, this is something, I think that for us to say 100% that this is accurate, we need to have a person that watches dramas only to say if it's true or not.
But I don't even think that there are people that only watch one genre. I mean, you always go through all of them, I guess.
True, but if you enjoyed this genre only, you will tend to watch that kind of.
Well, yes. Yes. Well, okay, moving on.
Okay, the second genre that we chose is comedy, and according to the study Who Watches What, people whose favorite movie genre is comedy were confirmed to be more open, creative, and adventurous, as well as less organized and attentive. This is explained by the fact that the comedy genre tends to have more original content and plots that are unpredictable, which incentivizes more creative ways of thinking. Comedies often challenge the conventions of storytelling. Viewers are less likely to guess the details of the plot and can therefore be more engaged. If comedy fans are anything like their films, they tend to be more creative and open, if not a little disorganized. Though they may struggle to find their keys in the morning, there are probably a lot of fun and parties.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that this is true. I think that this is 100% accurate. Comedies, though, you can always. I'm not sure about the being unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the plot lines of comedies
Are kind of predictable. Yeah.
See, still fun to watch, fun to enjoy, but I don't think this is the only thing I don't agree with, that they're unpredictable.
Yeah, because most of the times, if they try to be unpredictable, it
Doesn't
just
feel right.
yeah, and it irritates you kind
Yeah.
of. Like I remember growing up as I was watching Friends, let's say. I mean, every time that you're thinking that Ross and Rachel are finally going to end up together, and they don't, I remember reading that the writers did that so they can be unpredictable, kind of, and because that was their will they, won't they relationship, but still keeping that up for 10 seasons, I mean, come on.
Well, they've had their moments of being together.
Yes, but for 1 to 2 episodes. I mean, when they were in a relationship together, how long was it?
They had a long relationship in the beginning. I think the first time that they got into a relationship, that was their longest.
Okay.
But still, yeah, it wasn't that unpredictable even then, because
Well, yes, because
you do know that they want to keep the tension.
Yes.
But still, it was fun to watch, and we've all enjoyed it.
Yes.
And
our third genre is fantasy animation. A lot of people seem to have the idea that animated fantasy movies can only be liked by children or immature people. That is so true.
That's not true.
No, it kind of is true.
That people think that this.
People think that animated movies can only be liked by children. Yeah.
Not true though.
For me, I think it's true because, well, it still depends on where you live, maybe, because here it's still not that popular, let's say, now for people to like watching anime, let's say. And so, me personally, growing up, when I was growing up, I always hid the fact that I'm watching anime. Yeah.
I never cared to do that, because you like what you like, you watch what you watch. People's opinions.
Yeah, true. And sure, maybe you are still a child at heart, but there is nothing wrong with that.
See? Exactly.
It only means that you are unique and pure-hearted and can see your environment and people around you with a creative and bright insight. After all, this movie genre is known to be the most joyous and creative genre, with their storylines revolving ideas that cannot be replicated with real-life actors and sceneries. Additionally, studies have confirmed that it is more usual for introverts who have developed a high level of imagination to like this movie genre because of the relationship between fantasy and imagination. However, fantasy filmgoers are also better at retaining information, according to cognitive psychologist Dr. Kevin Brown. Fantasy stimulates the imagination and allows the brain to think beyond concrete possibility. Therefore, children and adults who engage with fantasy are usually more optimistic and open to new ideas. And actually, I can really agree with that. I guess the introvert part, I'm not that 100%.
It shouldn't be like only introverts,
Yes.
but it says that it is more usual for introverts. And actually, fantasy and animated movies, it gives you a different perspective. Yes, it makes you more to be opened up to
Yeah.
new opportunities, to new things, to everything that's new. And I totally agree with this.
Yes.
And I like it. I mean, fantasies are always good. You can always see a different thing.
Yes, and the part where it said that it can be recreated with real life actors, it is kind of true. I mean, um, let's take, let's say, Sailor Moon. How are you? I mean, right now maybe you can recreate it,
Technology-wise, we have
Yeah.
grown so much, but
but still it has sceneries, it has places that are going to take a lot of work to be recreated in for a live action version, let's say.
true. And this is interesting to watch. I mean, it's not just animes. It's animation movies as well.
Yeah,
Let's separate the both.
yeah,
Because I don't know. It's like you'll never see a kitchen that is frozen, but you can watch it in Tom and Jerry, and it's good. It gives you like a freedom to dream more, or to
Yeah.
think more, or to
exactly, yeah. It really stimulates the imagination.
yeah. And our other fourth genre is horror movies. According to research at the University of Cambridge, horror movies are both defiant and intellectual. They provoke thoughtful ideology through depictions of chaos and mayhem. As such, if this is your favorite movie genre, you might be an extrovert and conscientious.
Yeah.
Conscious.
Conscientious, yes.
Could you read it?
Conscientious.
Thank you. You will often challenge the norm, but this same reason might make you a bit disagreeable sometimes. You are an independent and strong person since you go out of your way to experience the anxiety that comes from these movies. People find you pessimistic, but you tend to embrace that we all have a dark side, but you really have just accepted that reality can be a scary place, and it really can be.
Yeah.
Horror fans are often extroverted
Conscientious.
and purposeful, but since they challenge the norm, they can be rather disagreeable at times.
Well, I've never actually met someone who loves this movie genre, and me personally, there are little to no horror movies that I can watch through and not be scared after that. Actually, the movie It, I watched the first movie, the new first movie when it came out, because the friend group that I was in wanted to watch the movie, and yeah, I couldn't sleep in the dark for like a week after that.
This is actually the reason why I I don't watch horror movies as well. But it is actually not that scary.
Oh, I would like to argue with with you on that, but it's still, I guess it depends on the
Personality.
person. Yeah, because for me at least, if it has a lot of jump scares every time, even if I know that it is coming every time, it's just that.
But you know what? The music is coming, and you can feel the tension, and you can
Yeah, but it still scares me. I mean,
oh, this is why they're called jump scares.
yeah, and actually there was this one uh, TV show that I watched. It was The Haunting of Bly Manor, and it was really interesting, kind of horror because of the themes that every episode has, but it wasn't that kind of horror that makes you feel scared and makes you feel paranoid that
Something will jump from
yeah,
it to.
yeah, exactly. And it was a kind, actually a very interesting um, TV show for me at least.
Mm.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it should. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't watch a lot of horrors, but I still don't think that this applies only for people who watch horrors. I mean, this part, they're independent and strong person.
Yeah.
Well, you can be independent and strong and still not enjoy horror movies as your favorite genre.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But I guess that's what the study just say.
Yeah. So our next genre is action. If this is your favorite movie genre, then one of your main traits is that you are less neurotic than people who favor other movie genres. Interesting. According to the study mentioned before, you are also a very hardworking person who prefers to go get what you want rather than wait for things to happen. You like trying new and exotic things because of your adventurous and open personality. There is an inherent stability and predictability to these flicks that appeals to people who have led their lives in a similarly stable manner. When looking to meet a hardworking, dependable person, it might be a good idea to start on the Rambo message board. That was actually
Yeah.
cool. The last sentence.
Yeah, actually, I can agree with this one. Very hardworking. Well, we all know that in the action movies, you never wait for something to happen for the income, but you always make it happen.
Yes, exactly.
I agree with this. You're trying new and exotic things. Not in every action movie you try an exotic thing, but I guess it's true.
Yes.
You do like action movies. I don't
What?
enjoy them 100%. I watch them, but
I watched them, but it's not the first movie genre that I would think of watching when I'm in the mood for watching a movie. So if you see movies like the Fast and the Furious, let's say, you can think that there's new and exotic things there because in your everyday life you don't have access to the kind of cars that they're using in that movie. And in my head, when I watched Fast and the Furious for the first time, that's something new for me. Seeing people that work with those cars, race with those cars, and yeah.
just the shot of the cars, because they're something that you won't be able to see in your
Yes,
everyday life. Most likely will never get to see apart from the show or apart from a movie or apart from a photo.
Yes, and right at the top of my head, I remembered because the last movie, I think Fast and the Furious 9, I haven't seen,
too.
But and I don't even remember if the scene is from that movie or maybe it's from the trailer for the 8 movie. You guys tell me in the comment section down below because I really don't remember. But there was this scene in a trailer for one of the last movies.
The helicopter scene?
No, no, the scene where the car jumps from one tower, so one of the top levels from one tower, it jumps through the window to one of the top levels at the next tower, so the next building, I guess. And it was like, this can never happen in real life. I mean,
it is impossible. This is why we call it an action movie. This is why it shows you something new, and it makes you actually think outside of the box, which I guess kind of makes it fantasy genre like, if we go by the meaning of here.
Yeah, and it does activate your imagination.
Exactly.
So yeah, a lot of the genres are kind of alike.
Yeah, true.
And the next genre?
The next one we have is romance. Just like the genre, you are someone who is extremely romantic but can be intense when it comes to the people that you love the most. According to a study, if you favor romance as your preferred movie genre, chances are that you are hardworking and
conscientious
person. However, you are less emotionally stable. Additionally, you crave the relaxation and tension breaking effect that the happy endings in these movies provide.
Well, yeah, so basically that's the...
Personally have never enjoyed the romance movies because they do tend to create unrealistic scenarios.
For love, yeah.
For love and for outcomes and for happy endings. I mean, after all, yes, there are endings, but life, reality, is not always happy.
Yes, yes, and you do have romance movies which don't have happy endings.
But still, those are not very preferable by people who tend to watch only romances. And I do agree that kind of is the people that do watch that kind of genre are less emotionally stable, because to put out the emotions and the romantic side of you onto those movies, and you don't show it that much to real people.
Yes, yes, I agree.
But I can agree that this is 100% accurate, because my mother is her favorite genre is romance. So yeah, this is accurate.
One of my favorite genres is romance, and actually if I'm in the mood for watching movies, the first genre that I'm going to go and see if I find something interesting to watch is romance.
So you are less emotionally stable.
Well, I don't know, you're going to tell me that. I mean, do I seem like a emotionally unstable person?
Is there a person that is actually stable emotionally?
I don't know.
Do you guys consider yourself emotionally stable? If so, how is that possible? How do you do it? Never mind.
Yes, tell us in the comments. But yeah, it's interesting. Seeing what personality type is connected to the romance movie genre. But our next movie genre is science fiction. As shown in these movies, this genre revolves around a future where there is a great amount of injustice and suffering. The main protagonists of these movies go against the overthrow the authorities, be it in an oppressing government or technology. According to researchers at the University of Cambridge, people whose favorite movie genre is science fiction tend to be fairly rebellious. Additionally, you are a daydreamer with a very vivid imagination, and you are not scared of sharing outrageous and innovative ideas.
Coming to reading this and thinking, this is kind of the fantasy.
Yes, again, no, with the active imagination,
Yes, and
but just more rebellious, you
more
can say.
yeah, more rebellious in the sense of you never know if this is like in the future this will happen.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see those kinds of people. And yeah, I'm just thinking because when I say when someone says science fiction and futuristic like movies, I always think of Star Trek, Star Wars, and I think of the people that watch them if it might be really like this.
Well, I don't know. I can't tell you. I mean, Star Trek. I think I haven't seen. Star Wars. I have watched, but it's not. I can't say it's my favorite kind of genre. I mean, I enjoyed the movies, but it's not something that I'm going to, as I said before, think of.
The first thing that you want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I guess this is kind of you're really a daydreaming person. We need to find people and to ask them what is their favorite movie genre and
Yeah.
make assumptions.
Go and investigate on the fields.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Nobody will tell you. And we have the next one, which are musicals. You are highly artistic with your distinguished sense of style and excellent taste in music. Oftentimes you can be quite temperamental, but people enjoy your company because you always have something to say or sing, and you don't shy away from the spotlight. Yeah, and guys, I want to let you know a little secret. Sometimes when we go out, there is a walking jukebox right next to us. So I don't think that this will be a secret to anyone that you like musicals.
Yeah, I do like them a lot.
And I do, based on what I know about you, and wait, sorry, that was your mouth. Based on what I know about you and based on what we read, I think it's 100% true, because you always have this smile, this optimistic part, and you don't shy away from singing away whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Yes,
As
exactly.
I said, a walking jukebox.
Yes. I mean, there are very little scenarios in which I wouldn't want to sing. Mainly if I don't feel like it, or if I really see that in the situation it's inappropriate. Yeah, but most of the times, as you said, I will immediately start
Sing
singing.
out loud.
Yeah. And yes, it is one of my favorite genres, and I will never forget when the live action movie for Mulan came out, and when I heard that they wouldn't have the songs in the movie, ooh,
You know?
I wanted to scream, because one of my favorite songs are from that
From
movie. Yeah, and
I actually totally forgot Lion King
was amazing.
was a musical,
Yeah.
and Aladdin was a musical as well. I was so surprised when we went to the theater and they started singing. Do you remember asking myself if the first one was, but you did say it was, so.
Yes, you did ask me, and I was shocked that you forgot that those movies were musicals. But as we both have talked, you're not that big of a fan, and Disney movies actually don't tend to look a lot like musicals. I mean
Yeah,
the animated movies, like Cinderella, like The Lion King. I mean, you know that there are songs. You know the songs. You can sing them, but um, it's not a musical in the sense that
it's in a sense like the cats.
yes, every 5 minutes there's a new song.
It's a musical because it does have songs,
Yes,
and some of the lines are
related, yeah, to
some of the lines are lyric wise, and they are sung, and it's this is why maybe I didn't. I just have erased from my mind that it was a musical, but it's good. It means, I mean, if it's a musical in the sense of Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah.
Mulan, the animated, the Aladdin, the Lion King, I can live with it. If it's a musical as Cats, that's too much.
Well, what are your thoughts on Mamma Mia,
I liked it.
the musical?
I liked it. I liked the Mamma Mia musical because, first of all, we all know that we grew up with listening to ABBA,
Yeah.
and
Yes, I mean, uh, on what you
it
said
depends
about
actually on the
yeah,
content, I guess.
on what you said about Cats the musical. I mean, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched any kind of interpretation on Cats the musical.
Don't.
And I guess it could be because I don't even know why. I mean, I've never watched it, and when I saw the trailer for the new adaptation, which was last year, I think, it didn't grab me, and I didn't find any songs that I liked, and so I told myself then that I don't need to watch
There's
it.
no point in watching
Yes.
something that you didn't feel grabbed by.
Yes, and there is, I think, only one other musical made by Disney that I couldn't sit through, and it was Into the Woods.
Oh no, same.
Into the
It
Woods.
was.
It
had
was just like every
amazing-
2 seconds a song, and the song wasn't even like song like. I mean, it was just the
line like
yes, it was just the lines from the script sang
Oh,
song.
Into the Woods, they've had amazing cast,
Yes, and
amazing budget, great. It was
and if you mute the sound, visually stunning.
gorgeous. It's
Yes.
10 out of 10 visually,
Yes.
actor wise. Too much singing.
Like the first 10 minutes, I wanted to just turn it off. I waited till to the 15-minute mark, and I just couldn't.
I couldn't bear 10 minutes of it. I know that I've turned it off before the 10-minute mark,
Yeah.
and I just didn't want to watch it at all. It, as I said, actor wise, cast wise, perfect. Visuals amazing, but overall, for the too many songs, huge no-no.
Yes, it was just painful to watch. And I guess you can say that, for me at least, that I like musicals. I like musicals, but musicals that the songs have their own meaning and you can sing along with them.
Yeah, and the songs are not as many
Yes,
as it was in Into the Woods.
yes. And moving on to our next genre, which is documentary. Whether it's about a person or an event, you value real life knowledge, and people dub you as someone of high intellect. You are great at absorbing information, and people love that you're a great listener because whenever they have something to share, you're someone who's always there. Researchers at the University of Cambridge describe those who prefer documentaries as enterprising, innovative, intellectual, self-assured, and detail-oriented people.
Is it possible for us to say like that people who watch documentaries are like the CEOs of companies, I guess, because all those qualities are
Are qualities that CEOs have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we could say it. I mean, we don't know people like that, so we can't be 100% sure. But with the knowledge that we have, yes, as you said, those qualities are qualities which the CEOs of companies
Will
have.
will need to possess. Yeah. And sometimes it's interesting to watch documentaries. For me personally, I think that how it's made, it's one of my top favorites, because it gives you an insight, a real life knowledge,
Yeah.
as it's written here. And I do believe that it's good to have those kinds of variety shows to watch.
Yes, exactly, and me as well. I love I love myself sometimes a good documentary series, and a documentary movie on a person that has lived.
Mm.
So a historical documentary.
Yeah,
let's say.
those are interesting as well if they are historically accurate.
Correct. Yeah.
Because sometimes we do know that some are just what the producers and what the screenwriters think that might have happened.
Yes.
But yeah, it does. I do believe that it kind of describes documentary watchers very well in this article. Very intellectual. Well, you wouldn't be intellectual if you don't have the knowledge.
Yes.
To gain
exactly.
the knowledge, you will need. Yeah.
Exactly. And our last genre.
And the last genre is foreign films. People who appreciate films that come from foreign cultures and languages are often the same kinds who prefer jazz or modern art. Researchers at the University of Cambridge suggest that foreign film aficionados care a great deal about aesthetics and entertainment. Foreign films tend to be more abstract, artistically focused than big-budgeted Hollywood flicks, which are produced for mass consumption. And yeah, that's true. But sometimes, okay, I don't think that only Hollywood flicks, Hollywood movies have big budgets. Sometimes foreign films do have big budgets as well.
Yes, exactly. And as we've seen through you, because you started watching more K-dramas, and you've told me and you've showed me clips of the TV series. They are like so expensive looking. I guess they
are pretty expensive.
Big budgets.
Yeah.
And it shows. I mean, the quality, the effects that they're using. It's actually, for me, I think it's better than most of the Hollywood movies.
Because plot-wise, basically that is because plot-wise you're not used to a certain formula. Mostly, personal opinion, Hollywood uses a certain formula for certain movies, for certain genres that do work, and you know they work. They will be big budgeted, they will get more audiences, and this is why it's different. Foreign films, if you compare them to Hollywood movies, they do tend to have different scenarios, different outcomes, something that is not the formula that we're used to. And this is what makes them interesting. And yeah, I don't agree with this though. The foreign people that watch foreign films prefer jazz and modern art. Yeah, modern art, okay, I agree, but jazz? It's like, no. I don't agree with this.
Yeah, for me too, but I guess it's kind of, I mean, they don't say it that it's like that.
Yeah, but
Or maybe they're giving an example as
most
to
likely.
that people who prefer to watch foreign movies are like people who prefer jazz or people who prefer modern art. I mean, it's not that if you like foreign films, you like jazz.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
True, but still, I mean, any movie that is interesting is good, no matter
Yes.
if it's genre. I don't know, have you discovered yourself while we're reading through it?
I mean, I've discovered that I like a lot of genres, and I find myself in I mean, the qualities that I have are qualities that
Fit to
different
genres.
genres. Yeah. And so I can't say that. First of all, I can't say that I have strictly one favorite genre, and so I can't. And so I can't choose
from out of those. Well,
genres. Yeah. What
do,
about you?
Do keep in mind that those are only barely 10 types
Yes,
of genres.
yes.
There are so much more. Actually, me, same. I couldn't find myself because I do enjoy. It's different time, different mindsets that I have, different
Yes.
emotions lead me to different genres. Sometimes it's comedy, sometimes it's romance, sometimes it's horror. Only it. And sometimes it's foreign films, and it actually depends. I don't think that there's only okay, there are studies that show that different genres do correlate to different personality types, but I don't think that a person has only one type.
Yes.
And I don't think that a person always favors only one movie,
Yes.
one type of genre.
Exactly. That's my opinion as well. I can't believe that there will be a person who will, let's say, only like watching sci-fis or only like watching romance.
There is not, because at a certain point you do get tired of watching only one genre.
Yes, exactly.
It's the same way that every person is not like the other. Every person, there is an exception to, even to you, there is an exception in you.
Yes.
So, I'm not sure if we can find ourselves in this list, because we do tend to watch different movies, different genres at different points of our lives.
Exactly. It depends on the mood, for me at least.
Yeah, it depends on the mood, the mindset, the atmosphere. Even it depends if you're in a group of people or if you're alone.
Yes, yes. And so this concludes today's podcast.
Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think. Tell us which genre do you think fits your personality. Tell us your favorite movies, actually. If it's something we haven't seen, we most likely will watch it.
Yes.
If there's such a thing that exists. But tell us what you think. Tell us if you have found yourself in this list, and share with us.
Yes, tell us in the comments. As always, our social media will be linked below in the description, as some of our previous topics that we've discussed. We hope you enjoyed today's babble, and we hope you had a good time listening to us.
And you can always like, share, subscribe to our channel if you have enjoyed these videos, and watch our many left, and stay tuned for the future.
Yes. And we'll see you babblers next time. Bye!
Bye!